Checks in the bank, short change. This tour would feel like 40 states while we go on home patrol the gate. What's going on? I'm in a mall with the Jordan face. High as hell. Keep the Reggie off of 70 or when it came. Tan Cressy Chan, heavily the blessings came. Might stretch a bit, but never came. On the bins, barricades, blood-stained messages I never sent. My brain left, see what's left. On the left, extra sketch when I live, shivering. Erasing what I did, opaque. Be complacent as the wind, my brother like sunrise. We all need you, Godspeed you. Black Emperor, Dark Legions. What's the rundown? Lump sums a piece of some and guns now. And let me hit the split before that bitch run out. I heard it's up to us more than enough. I know I'm playing a tough crowd. Convert the day to turn our races to whip the bus round. We about to shake the taco truck down. Now I'm playing play the couple like a bus down. I'm all a brand saying.
Beautiful. Let's get it. Okay. Got a few different things we're gonna try to get done today. This is hilarious that I don't know how to do this without a trackpad, but anyways. I think I'm actually just gonna close this right now because actually this does work. Close all of that. I'm gonna hella changes, yeah. Yeah, there's been hella changes there. No. Let's do this real quick. Up to brightness. Oh wow, it's the brightest I can go. Okay, and that's good. Okay. Restore checkpoint. This is the website I want to try to do this with. That might be the point where we want to restore. Because right now, if you take a look at the source code, basically what happens is when we actually trigger this job, the API, I'm actually going to open a browser. Okay. So that's good. We were happy with that. After we implement something, here's a detail I'd like to be able to have up here actually get the image URL for every image on the website. Is that possible? Excuse me. Apologies. Oh, gross. Sorry. Okay, so it does extract the image. Now let's create the route for the endpoint. I don't know if I did any of this. I don't know if right now is the time to do it, actually. Fuck. I think it has to be, right? I don't know if this is valuable. I think that's the biggest issue, is I'm not really sure. At this point, this feels more like working on my API than me preparing to apply for a job with with Clay. It's my biggest concern. Biggest concern is like, when do you say when? Because right now I'm definitely getting into the weeds about how to make this prompt better. But primarily the thing that I'm doing for it is making my API better. And I'm not sure that's viable. For the purpose of what I'm doing, of course. So there's like the ones I'm seeing on the website, but I guess it's not really fair to ask download all of them. Yeah, I'm interested in knowing how I can make this work with my V0 prompt. How would I get it? How would I go about that? I'm confused. Is that not how you zoom in? It's like press. Yeah. Okay, cool. That seems to work. Some of the images don't look like the ones I'm seeing on the website, but I guess it's not really fair to ask to download all of them. Yeah. I'm interested in knowing how I can make this work with V0. How would I go about that? Can I just pass? Yeah. How do I host these images? I'm going to pass them to V0. To integrate the image extraction with your V0 prompt, I'd recommend adding the image URLs directly to your V0 prompt as references. Here's how you can implement this. Next, let's update the dynamic prompt in the controller to be more specific about formatting the prompts. Redesign this website. Use the actual images where appropriate. Now let's improve the image selection logic to pick more meaningful pictures. If the website is true, try console extracting images from this website to enhance the prompt, extracting images from this website to enhance the prompt. Const image URLs await. Extract the images. Select up to 5 of the largest images, assuming they're important, and sort and filter out the data, URLs, and very small images. Great, I've updated it. When you send this enhanced prompt, it will see the list of images from the original website, download these images itself during the generation process, and incorporate them into the redesigned website where appropriate. This approach has several advantages. Does my API need to change at all with this update? Okay. Okay, well then that's a vibe. Does this thing not have that station? Wow, okay. Fine. I'd like you to go through this code base and make some detailed documentation. If available, I'd like you to try to incorporate some of the history of the development of the API. I don't know if that's a functionality that would be available. I haven't been doing Git or Git requests too much, and so I don't know if you'll have like a natural timeline for this. But yeah, I would like to make this very readable. The idea is that I will post this this API, and people using Clay should be able to use it. So I want it very like simplified. For instance, something that would be included in the documentation would be this idea that like, hey, this is a custom API made for HTTP API integration within Clay. Basically, you would get a company's URL, and one of the enrichments you could do would be generate a redesigned website. Some of the tools used would be Puppeteer, V0, that kind of thing. It should be digestible to like a non-technical person. Okay. Vibes. Readme. Source control. Everything's staged. Okay, so one thing I definitely want to do is get rid of the V. Okay, let's go in here. um, Git ignore. Where's that at? Git ignore. Okay. If we want to ignore what? Is it usual to have the VS Code is a folder? Don't I already have that in there? I just make sure this looks clean. Yeah, VS Code should not be in there though. Why? Update read. Does that do it? What do you guys think? I don't know why that's in there. Anyways, whatever. So annoying. Okay, so that tool is out there. Good deal. Grok's not running. Server is not running. GS is still watching, so we'll close that down. Yeah, I want to leave that for now. What I want to do is Notebook LM. I want to spend some time, not too long, just studying some of the documentation and Clay's website. Just seeing what just what's out there in terms of maybe some tooling, but also look at all the integrations they have. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, Salesforce Outreach, Snowflake. Okay, take a look at this page. So let's go ChatGPT. O3, nice. Take a look at this page. I want you to make buckets for these integrations. I'm going to share a URL for you to look at. It's going to be a list of all the different integrations that Clay has with various companies, or all the different variations or integrations that Clay has available from different companies. I'd like you to go through it and sort of, make discrete buckets about the different types of integrations there are with Clay. Oh, well, how do I tell this to stop? You can browse the internet or visit external. Okay. That's not what I was looking for, so. We kind of have them right here. So, AI, CRM, contact validation, data collection, database development tools, intent data, people data. Okay, let's take a look at web scraping. Okay, make a new one. To me notes. Capitalize this daily vitamins. Episode 22. We didn't do the check-in. It's fine. We'll get to that later. I do want to make a Clay integrations. Okay, so categories. Okay, Zenrose. What is that? It's Zenrose. So Phantom Buster, Zenrose, right data, Appify, and Serper. Buska. Okay, let's see what they got available for Phantom Buster. I don't even know what this is, but they've been around with them for a while. So Phantom Buster is a data extraction automation platform that enables Let me change the setup here, guys, just so y'all can read this as well. I guess I'll move this over here. Okay, Phantom Busters is a data extraction automation platform that enables users to automate their web scraping and data collection tasks from various websites and social media platforms. It provides tools and APIs to help businesses and individuals gather and process data efficiently without requiring extensive coding knowledge. So this action allows you to pull data from Phantom Busters into Clay, pull in leads from Phantom Busters. What is Phantom Busters, bro? I don't know. Maybe that's not super important because I do actually. This is like the actual thing that I want to look at. Those are the big ones. What's this actually look like though? Oh, there's nothing there. Okay, action allows you to pull data from Phantom. Dude. This website's ass. It's so slow. Can I export my leads from Phantom Busters into my CRM? How compliant is the data I scrape from Phantom Busters? Can I automate this? Let's gather the contextual insights like connection degrees. So decline. Phantom Busters' mission to enable companies to boost their growth by finding and connecting with their ideal customers on major social media platforms. As the market leader in automated lead generation, we allow businesses to grow faster and save time on the process. Our product empowers sales and marketing teams to effortlessly search for and connect with their dream clients on Twitter, Facebook. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it's not using pre-built Phantom makes our strategy so much simpler and helps us stay in contact with prospects. I don't really know what kind of social outbound account-based marketing. Automate social nudges, create enrich lists, automate lead magnets. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. pull data selection, pull data from phantom buzzwords into Clay, push data, pull in leads. Okay, that doesn't really seem like web scraping, to be honest. I don't know why it's considered web scraping and data collection, but I guess that's why it's web scraping and data collection. Simplifies web scraping task, retrieving results with a single action. Bright Data gathers real-time data from Bright Data's data collector in Clay. Amplifying Clay simplifies data retrieval automation. Scrape search results of websites at scale with servers. And okay, what is that? Scrape web data at scale without getting blocked. Zenrose handles all anti-bot bypass for me from rotating proxies and headless browsers to CAPTCHAs and AI, the all-in-one tool to avoid getting blocked. Make as many requests as you want because no system will notice you're a scraper. The mornings with access to 9 screens are over. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Could I have used Zenrose to do this instead of Puppeteer? That's hilarious. Okay. Well, that's good. I still learned about Puppeteer, which is useful. Use cases, price monitoring, lead generation, sentiment analysis. Interesting. Get structured data from popular websites. Scraping browsers. Power your headless browsers with anti-detection. 14-day trial, 40 protected results, 100 protected results, 100 megabytes. Web scraping tools for data extraction that comes with rotating proxies. Allows developers to collect large amounts of internal data for e-commerce price monitoring, social media research, and machine learning monitoring. Plenty of use cases. It works by giving you advanced tools. Nice. That's not really how something works, but okay. Let's see. Is it like good? Zenrose plus Clay.
In this video, I'll show you how you can scrape pretty much any open source website out there for as cheap as $1 for every 1,000 website scrapes using a tool called Zenrose, and specifically I'm going to show you how to use Zenrose together with Clay.com in order to scrape those websites, interpret all the data from the websites, and then craft your personalized outreach and make the most of those data points. So essentially, first of all, what the hell is Zenrose? I'm glad you asked, and in simple terms, Zenrose is a no-code web scraping tool which basically has anti-bot protection, which means that you're safe when you actually scrape the web. And on top of that, it has auto-parsing features, which basically means that when you auto-parse something, the data output is going to be well structured. So, for example, you would have a separate field which says web traffic, and you will see that the company is having 1 million visitors. You wouldn't have just like one fat paragraph with all the data, and you can actually split the data very nicely after that. So, in a nutshell, that's what Zenrose is. Their plan starts at $69 per month, and I said it's dirty cheap. I struggle to spend more than like $10, $20 a month on Zenrose, but realistically, you probably need the developer plan if you're considering it. And if you click on Scrape APIs, you would see that it handles 20 concurrent requests, which I think are like requests in parallel. So that's the only thing that you need to keep in mind when you decide what specific pricing plan you need to go with. As soon as you know the pricing plan, I'll show you the list of websites that you can basically scrape, and you can see all of the platforms on the screen right now. So we can basically scrape Zoom Info pages of companies, Built With pages, Crunchbase, LinkedIn Ad Library, Apollo.io, Glassdoor, Capterra. Like, I'll let you read the rest for yourself, and probably a lot more as well. And for context, I'm taking a lot of inspiration for this video from Eric Nowaslawski. He did a good video on Zenrose, but I thought it may not be as beginner friendly as this video. Hence, I'm basically repurposing a lot of the content for that and a lot of the nuggets of wisdom from that video. But essentially, each company and each of these platforms has a specific URL structure that they follow. So, for example, on Zoom Info, it's always going to be this structure. So it will always be company name and then company ID, right? Same here with BuiltWith. It's always going to be builtwith.com/company domain. Now, a lot of the time with these specific URLs, it's very hard to actually find the URL because after you find it, it's very straightforward. So after you find it, all it is, you'll click on Add Enrichment, you'll type in Zenrose, and you'll click on Run Zenrose Scrape. And at this moment in time, you just import the URL, which is the URL that you want to scrape. And that's it. You basically save and run. And I'm going to show you, like, once again, because I know this one was successful. I'm going to show you once again how this works. And the final output would be something like this, right? So where you'll have a body of text with a lot of data. So it'll also give you like some emails that were featured. So for example, support with .com for whatever reason. And then it will gives you a bunch of different links to other data sources, right? So it gives you, I mean, in this case, it's not particularly useful, but let's scroll down. And if we scroll down, we can just see there are a lot of data points. And this is probably going to be the main data point because this is the body text. So we'll create a separate column out of it, right? And what this will give you is all the technologies that they're currently using, because of course that's what you use BuiltWith for. And if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, it also gives you social links. So you can then go and basically find their TikTok page or their Alibaba or like their Facebook page or their LinkedIn page or anything of that sort. If you're doing this for like some techie business, maybe phone numbers are not that useful. And then you can look at keywords as well, right? So you can also use keywords. Now, a lot of the questions that I get asked recently is, what the hell do you do after you scrape the Zenrose data? And once again, thank you for asking. What I typically do is I use ChatGPT, and I'll just show you the exact process behind it. So I use the cheapest, like I probably would use 4.0 for this one. I'm just going to say the input is the BuiltWith data about company name. From the input, tell me 2 to 3 tools that they likely use as their CRM. And then I'll basically give them the input, which is basically all the technologies that we just scraped using BuiltWith. And I'm just going to run it as a row and show you the output. In this case, I just had a little error, but once again, like the way to fix those errors is you will just basically go on body text and you will select the body text instead, and you will just save and rerun, and it should be absolutely seamless from there onwards. So let's do that. And once again, this is what the output is. So it says, based on the BuiltWith data about SalesLoft, it is likely that they use the following CRM, Salesforce. Once again, it depends on what you're selling, but if sometimes, let's say you want to figure out that right now they're using like Salesforce, then you can just basically just
let's try that out. Play login. Let's try the Zenrose. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Zero workbook. Is this the one that I already did? Yeah. Okay. Let's add a column enrichment. Zenrose. Save and don't run. Does it work without an API key? Let's see. Add website copy. Okay, so it's shift to go across like that. Just add my action call. How much does it scrape? That's, I think, what does hours look like for them? Okay, so it actually looks like they already. It seems like V0 actually does a decent job of scraping, so I actually don't know if Zenros is appropriate. V0 does a solid job of scraping text. Is there a tool? Hey, I'm just thinking out loud here. Basically, I'm making a tool that has V0 recreate or redesign a website. One of the issues is that V0 is like one shot, right? And so often the different website URL endpoints are not captured fully. I'm wondering if there's a tool in Clay or something that I can do that will capture, a good amount of what's actually going on the website to be able to feed to the prompt within V0, just so that the first shot that it does is like pretty accurate. I wonder if there's a tool in Clay or something that I can do that will capture, a good amount. Good amount of the website reliably, I think. So. A good amount of the website reliably, right? Like each website is going to have different sort of schema for their website. And so I'm just looking for like a dynamic or a composable way to scrape the entire website just so that this V0 prompt has a ton of information and can do this appropriately. Anyways, I kind of got away from that. Run, so yeah, there's Zenros. Bright data, get real-time data, bright daters. Bright data leading data collection, find real-time data collector results, action enables use. Trigger results data collector, okay. Apify. Apify is a web scraping automation tool that enables users to extract data from, wait. Really running and sharing web automation and data extract. Import data from Apify actor with app fetches and imports data from an Apify actor. Or an Apify actor with Apify. What is Apify actor? Apify actor. Actors are serverless cloud programs that automate tasks like web scraping, data processing, and AI agents. They're called actors because, like human actors, they perform actions based on a script. They scale from simple tasks to complex workflows and integrate easily with APIs, database, and AI models. Interesting. Okay, so maybe this. Long-running serverless jobs. Apify actors can perform time-consuming jobs that are longer than the lifespan of a single HTTP action. Publish and monetize actors. Keep your actor running. Integrations. Storage. Host code anywhere. Edit your code on our platform and fetch from the Git repository or push from your machine. This is pretty cool. Lightweight's containerized program set. Let's say JSON inputs execute tasks and return structured outputs inspired by Unix philosophy. They offer a simple, composable approach to automation, web scraping, and AI workflows in the cloud. That's pretty sick. There's the API say. Apify API provides programmatic access to the Apify actor profiling program. Let's see what this says. Yes, you can do it all inside Clay without writing new scrapers. Get every endpoint. Clay action. Get sitemap URLs for website. Pull the raw pages. Clay's and rows. The full HTML. Turn HTML structure JSON. Diffbot extract API option, but handy. Summarize and compress. How to wire it up? Domain get sitemaps URL. Okay, sitemaps URL. Let's see what that looks like. So, add enrichments sitemap. What is this? Zenrose scrape. What is it? Links 3.5. Suggested. What does this thing say? Get sitemaps URL. I'm not okay. So what does that mean? Includes subdomains by default. Remove subdomains from URLs when searching for sitemaps. So, DuckScale will search. Switch on will include the subdomain of your company. Search keywords. Extract. Match on last part of URL. I think I want 6. Save and don't run. See what this looks like. What is this? Contact us. Oh, so this already gives us the whole. Social links, extracted words. I gotta wash. I'm gonna make this bigger. I don't know if the obsidian nodes really matter right now. Okay, what do I see here though? Like this looks like to me it gives you the sitemap. Copy as JSON. Flatten the list. 1 row per URL so you can parallel scrape. Okay, so is that like the so if I well, let's just try this. Okay. Okay. Let's do this together. When I use Zenrose scrape, this is the okay, cool. Let's do this together. So when I use Zenro scrape, this is the entire JSON output. Does this have enough information or similar enough information for your get sitemaps URL? What can we do for this information? What would we be missing in order to get all the information you're thinking about here? i.e., is this going to be enough to get the domains? And if it isn't, what do we need? Text, to do log friendly dentist. Take a tour, COVID announcements, our services, more information, our services. To my eye, I think that's actually enough. It's time for some creatine. For your brain. Not good. Okay, so it's saying, what's the issue it thinks there is with this? PDF assets, it misses this. Canonical amp versions, so use both. The Zenroad blob is a great start. It gives you the href as you can see on the page, but it isn't a complete map of the site. It will miss URLs hidden in sitemap XML pages. Is 2+ clicks deep. What can you do with Zenroad's output right away? Turn those links into a clean list of internal pages. Explode into rows for parallel scraping. Okay, so let's edit the column. We're going to do a different one. Let's try Apify. And enrichment. Apify. Apify actor. Looks like you need an API key. Is that it? That's all they got for Apify. The Apify integration overview. With Clay's Apify integration, you can quickly retrieve data from Apify actor runs or launch actors directly on Clay to get results on demand. Connecting to Apify. Connect Apify account with enrichment portal. Add your API key and name it to create an account. You can find your API integrations on Apify console. Connect Apify through Clay settings. Add a connection. Enter your using the Apify integration. So to connect, okay, so all that you can do with Apify, select Apify actor and configure input data. If you're using Apify as an enrichment for an existing table, access the enrichment search bar by selecting add enrichment. Run Apify actor, select Apify actor. Enter and configure input data, configure run settings, utilize your Apify data. So Apify record, what does this give you? URL, dApps domain, referral URL, original start URL. Apify API provides programmatic access to the Apify platform. The Apify API, now it's actually need to do like a bunch of different shit. I don't know. That seems like a lot. What is this? Apify SDK. Server, what does it stand for? Server development kit, I guess. 4 years ago, Apify released its open source Node.js library for web scraping and automation. The Apify SDK. It became popular amongst the community, but there was a problem. Despite being open source, the library's name caused users to think the features were restricted to the Apify platform, which was never the case. We decided to split the Apify SDK into 2 libraries, Crawly and Apify SDK v3. Crawly will retain all the crawling and scraping related tools and will always strive to be the best web scraping. And this chair can go get up. This chair can really get up. Man, I might need a stand into this soon. That's honestly too tall for me. I'm gonna have to copy standing desk, I think, real soon. Being broke sucks. 4 years ago, yeah, okay. Outside of the Apify platform, on the Apify platform, actor Apify playwright crawler, await init crawler, new playwright crawler, request handler, built an actor with this. Beginner course web scraping for beginners, the Apify platform, advanced web scraping courses, expert scraping with Apify. Let's add a note here to Apify requires API key, bunch of open source actors also have a SDK. So maybe we could vibe code a custom What's the word I'm looking for? Also have an SDK, so maybe we could vibe code a custom API that gets exactly what we need. Let's go vitamins. There we go. Let's go to this one. Close that. Amplify. What is the token limit for V0? Okay. Anti-scraper protections, expert scraping with Apify. After learning the basics of actors, learn to develop pro-level scrapers on the Apify. API scraping. Learn all about the professional scrape various types of API. Learn all about the professional scrape various types of APIs with various configurations, parameters, and requirements. That doesn't sound particularly useful. Learn about all the various different specific topics related to web scraping and web automation with the Apify Academy. Apify scrapers. Compare web scraping, Cheerio scraper, and Puppeteer scraper to decide which is right for you. Okay, so Puppeteer Scraper is the most powerful scraper tool in our arsenal. Aside from developing your own actors, it uses Puppeteer library to programmatically control a headless Chrome browser, and it can make it do almost anything. If using Web Scraper does not cut it, Puppeteer Scraper is what you need. Okay, cool. So I already have a Puppeteer Scraper that I built myself. That's sick. Web Scraper is a ready-made solution for scraping. Using the Chrome browser, it takes away all the work necessary to set up a browser for crawling, controls a browser automatically, and produces machine-readable results in several common formats. Underneath, it uses Puppeteer to control the browser, so you don't need to worry about that. A little bit of basic, you can tweak almost anything you need. What's the Apify? So welcome to Getting Started tutorial. It'll walk you through creating your first scraping task step by step. You'll learn how to set up all the different config options, code a page function, and finally download the script data, either in Excel sheet or another format such as JSON or CSV. What is an Apify scraper? It doesn't matter whether you arrived here from Web Scraper, Puppeteer Scraper, or Cheerio Scraper. All of them are actors, and for now, let's think of an actor as an application that you can use with your own config. Apify/Web Scraper is therefore an application called Web Scraper built by Apify that you can configure to scrape any web page. We call these configs tasks. You can create 10 different tasks for 10 different websites with very different options, but there will always be just one actor. This is the essence of tasks, trying it out. Depending on how you arrived at this tutorial, you may already have your first task created for the scraper of your choice. If not, the easiest way is to go to Apify Store and select the actor you want to base your task on, then click create new task. What is the Apify Store? This tutorial does this. Wait, before I go any further, what am I ultimately trying to do here? So what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to get what? The Zenrose blob is a great start. It already gives you the href it could see on the page, but it isn't a complete map of the site. It will miss the URLs hidden in the sitemap XML. So use both. What can you do with the Zenrose output right away? Goal, turn those links into a clean list of internal pages. Unique then filter starts with Edgemont and drop anchors. Explode into rows for parallel scraping. Scrape each page. Reuse Zenrose scrape website or swap to Clay's native scrape website for cheaper pages. Diffbot extract and Clay prompt summarize layout, copy tone. It'll give V0 plenty of context for any page Zenrose could see. Why add get sitemap URLs or Appify crawler anyway? Sitemap entries include archive posts, hidden landers, or pages only linked in JS sideboards. Fewer duplicates, sitemaps URLs are canonical. You avoid HTTP, HTTPS/variations, free metadata, last, modified dates, priority hints. Clay's native get sitemap URLs for action. You just need the root domain. It returns an array so you can merge with yours. If a site has no sitemap, switch to Appify website content crawler depth 2 or 3 via the Appify integration, and you get the full URL list. Zenrose links array. We could still miss auth gated pages, content behind forms, massive multi-local sites you might need separate for FR. Yes. Those educations usually don't matter. Okay. The Appify console. Web scraper Node.js stories. How to analyze and fix errors when scraping a website. So does this mean that you can actually just use this without doing thing? How to optimize Puppeteer by caching responses. How to fix target close error in Puppeteer and Playwright. How to choose the right scraper for the job. How to scrape from dynamic pages. How to scrape hidden JavaScript objects and how to optimize and speed up your web scraper. How to scrape from sitemaps. Import robofiles crawly. That was fine. Const all website URLs. Awaits robots. Parse sitemaps. The sitemap. Can I just try prefer web script for the defense? Let's say we want to scrape a database of craft beers from Brewbound. So that's a relocated constant. Okay. Check out our sitemap sniffer, which can discover sitemaps in hidden location. Analyze the sitemap. Sitemap usually located on the sitemap XML is always worth trying that URL as it's rarely linked anywhere on the site. It usually contains a list of the. Well, let's try that. How does it work? Sitemap is located on the path sitemap XML. Nigerian one made out of snow. Scraping a list of URLs from Google Scrape websites in parallel. Scrape website in parallel with multiple actor runs. Learn how to run multiple instances. How to add external libraries. How to handle block requests, filter out block proxies. Debugging Appify's free Google SERP. You need to regularly grab SERP data. Okay. Product solutions, enterprise data for generative AI. Yes, fast, reliable data for ChatGPT and LLM to extract text from web to feed your vector databases. Fine tune or train your LLM such as ChatGPT. Extract documents from the web and load them into vector databases. Extract text and images from the web to generate training datasets. What if I don't want to extract Yes, I think that's the one that I actually want. And use that data to power chatbots. Yeah, Intercom uses API. Appify Advisor GPT, add custom actions to your GPTs. Appify can now make it easier to connect to any 2,000 plus actors from Appify Store to your GPTs to give them web scraping and browser automation capabilities such as fetching data from search engines. Expand LLM capabilities with third-party data. Man, yeah, they're really getting into it. You don't need to be a web scraping master. Man, what's up with my English today, bro? I'm feeling blah, blah. Okay. ChatGPT can't do web scraping directly, but it can provide guidance, code examples, and explanations how to use frameworks and libraries for actual web scraping. So, do I? Huh. So I need to, I guess, actually log in with this thing. This seems like a lot to do this Appify thing, to be honest. Contact sales. What is the pricing? It's $5 to spend in the Appify store or on your own actors. Per need more scale, $40 per month. Fuck. The hell. Start for free. We're gonna continue with GitHub. Hopefully this doesn't show. Okay. Okay, so Appify's got some shit. That's what's up. I wonder if I just made my own, if it'd be better, but whatever. Let's check out what some of the actors are. Actors, development, save tasks, browse actors in store, build your own actor, start developing new actors with Appify's online IDE or CLI. Don't really want to do that. Schedule, storage, proxies. Okay, let's look at actors store rather. Social media, AI, website content crawler. It seems to be a very popular one. Smart article extractor, GPT scraper. Proofread content, analyze sentiment, summarize reviews. Extended GPT scraper. Scrape data on Y Combinator companies and their founders from the YC company directory. Instant web, Instagram comments. Pinecone, transfer data from Appify actors to Pinecone, and is a good starting point for a question answering search or RAG use case. YouTube, extract transcripts from YouTube videos with the ease as actor. It takes a URL as an input and returns a transcript of the video. I wonder if that's what if it's generating a transcript. That's pretty cool. Could you use Super Whisper to generate Super Whisper API? Super Whisper. Use with any app, 100+ languages. Use custom vocabulary, private and secure. Advanced tools for refined workflow. Use your own AI API keys. Unlimited use of cloud and local AI models. Translate any language. Priority support. Check out our roadmap. Synchronize across devices. Windows version, there's only one expensive buggy option here on Windows. Proper alternative would be welcome. Pause recording. Reprocess with different settings. I recorded cloud voice, text to speech, run an app, please encrypt API keys. Oh, recording windows not shown in full screen apps. Synchronize across devices. We got a Paris Fashion Week calendar. What is that? Run options. Free usage. I have $5. Maybe I'll do this YouTube thing later then. Go to store. What does this one do? Crawl websites and extract text content to feed AI models. Okay. This seems like the right place. Website content crawler is an Apify actor that can perform deep crawl of one or more websites and extract text content from the web page. It is useful to download data from websites such as documentation, knowledge bases, help sites, or blogs. The actor was specifically designed to extract data for feeding, fine-tuning, or training LLMs. Website content crawler has a simple input configuration so that you can easily integrate into customer-facing products where customers can just enter a URL of the website they want to have indexed by an AI application, so you can retrieve the result using the AI API to format such as JSON or CSV, which can be fed directly into your LLM, vector database, or directly into ChatGPT. So, Website Content Crawler is built upon Crawly, Apify's state-of-the-art open source library for web scraping and crawling. Oh, so I could have just used Crawly. Okay. Crawl JavaScript enabled websites using headless Firefox or simply using the raw HTTP. Circumvent, save web content. Crawl pages behind a login. Download files in PDF, Doc, DocX. Remove fluff from pages like navigation, headers, footers, modals. Cookies. Yeah, that's great. Load content of pages with infinite scroll. Use sitemaps to find more URLs. Scale gracefully from tiny websites with millions of pages by leveraging Apify's platform capabilities. Integrate. Okay, that seems good enough. Just pretty good documentation here, Dan. Okay, well, let's keep going then. The result of Website Content Crawler can help you find or feed, fine-tune, and trade your LLM models or provide context for prompts for ChatGPT. In return, the model will answer questions based on your or your customer's website and content. To learn more, check out our web scraping data for generative AI video on this topic. Is this gonna be a long video? What is this?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, an hour? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Welcome to this live webinar on scraping data for generative AI. Before we begin, just a reminder that you can submit questions at any time in Slido, and we'll do our best to get through as many as possible. If we don't get through them all before our time is up, we may run longer than scheduled. If we can't answer everything, you can reach out to us on our AI web scraping channel on Discord, where members of the community will be able to answer your queries. Also, if you have to leave before we finish, you'll be able to watch the recording after the live stream has finished to catch up on what you missed. So let's get started. What has Apify got to do with generative AI? Apify is a web scraping and automation platform, and all generative AI solutions begin with web scraping. All large language models are trained on scraped data. GPT, for example, was trained on 575 gigabytes of text from the web. Even image models like Midjourney are trained on scraped web data. Also, web scraping isn't a one-and-done activity when it comes to building generative AI models. You need to constantly feed and fine-tune them with relevant and up-to-date information to continuously improve them and customize them. One tool that helps achieve this is Website Content Crawler, which is one of the many web scrapers in Apify Store, and which was designed specifically to collect data for large language models. Another powerful tool is LangChain, which has fast become the library of choice for building on top of Gen AI models. And we're going to demonstrate how using the LangChain Apify integration can help you feed and fine-tune LLMs. That's why Indra is here with me today, because he is the lead developer of Website Content Crawler and tooling developer at Apify, and he also works on our open source web scraping and browser automation library, Crawley. So, Indra, before you show everyone what these tools can do, could you just say a few words about Website Content Crawler? Why was it created and what problem does it solve?
Thank you very much for such an introduction, Theo. Maybe before I start, if you have any questions, as Theo said, you can submit them in Slido or in the chat here in YouTube, either here or there. We have Jirka, who is also ready to answer your questions, so depends. And if he cannot answer your questions or doesn't manage to answer them, we'll look at them in the end too. Okay, cool. Now let me switch to our slideshow. Here, so our viewers don't have to look at our faces when we'll be talking about Website Content Crawler. And let's take a look at it. So your question was, what is the Website Content Crawler for? Why did we make it? Well, it all started with this one question we had for the GPT 3.5 Turbo language model. We asked it, what is Crawley? As you mentioned, Crawley is the open source library we're using for web crawling and web scraping. It's for Node.js, it's on GitHub. If you are using JavaScript, feel free to check it out. Now, GPT 3.5 Turbo answered, Crawley is a web crawling and data extraction tool, which is so far so good, even though it's a library tool, okay, developed by OpenAI, which is not true. They just blatantly stole our library. And okay, now that you think, all right, so maybe the language model doesn't have knowledge about, who made what. And for some applications of models that can be all right, let's say for checking grammar or spelling, in a text, it doesn't need extensive knowledge of products that are out there, or also for entertainment, for writing scripts for videos. That's okay, it can be useful if it knows something about the outside world, but it's not absolutely necessary. Another thing is creative work, right? Again, it might be useful if it knew a bit about things it's writing about, but it has to be creative most of all. So these kind of mistakes are okay, are fine. Now, for some applications of large language models, these mistakes aren't okay at all. Let's say for any high-stakes environment like law practice or medical expert systems, these mistakes the model makes can lead to huge problems, loss of money, it can lead to somebody hurting someone, which is terrible. Okay, also when you're making business decisions, if the large language model gives you a bad idea what to invest in or whatever, that's terrible when that happens, right? Now, you might think that nobody would trust the large language model with their life or their money or their law problems. Well, a recent study shows that around 78% of people, giant number, ChatGPT here, feels almost yes. This is people at how we apply to Apify. That's the one we, buy for which one we know, reason not this is something called we have. So one thing that's great because we don't have to run our own customized large language model. Another thing is that it's greatly scalable because based integrations, sorry, let me experience can have the back to the initial it's their institutions with large language models, integrations of the different very, very cool and useful their data, language under the documentation data, and And there's extra work. JSON farm, a list of links where it took the answer from. And with website control, you can do just that because the links that you can schedule it to run periodically. GitHub Action is that it's a unified
Can I demonstrate this tool for us?
Yes, please. Let me see. Let me find it. If I store, if you've never seen it, it's click it. We see the README here and the green button try for free, which when you click, you get to the console. Or if you're already in the Amplify console, you click the store tab. And here you basically see the same view, and you can start a website controller from here. Now, here we see the input tab of the website controller. There are multiple inputs, and we'll be going through them. First and foremost, you have the start URLs option. That's basically maybe the most important, or maybe definitely most important option there, because here you put the URL in, URL of the web page you want to crawl, to scrape. So we'll do it with our Crawly documentation. Let me go to crawly.dev. And here we click docs and we get to the documentation. Here we see that the introduction chapter, for example, has URLs that end with /docs/introduction, or well, the path name of the URL starts with /docs/introduction. And all the articles in the chapter, as you see, they all have the /docs/introduction part in their URLs. And that's a very important thing because that's how the crawler knows how the documentation is, how the chapters work there. And if you want to scrape only one of the chapters, this is what the crawler will be using. If you take a look at the other chapters, for example, guides, you see that it contains /docs/guides in there. And only the articles in the introduction chapter contains like such introduction. So we'll take this. Sorry, we'll take this URL and we'll paste it here in the sorry, yeah, here we go, in the console. Now, for the other settings, what we have here are crawler settings. The crawler type here.
Yeah, let's take a look at that there. Take a look at that there. Take a look at that there. Oh. Input. Let's go here. You have unsaved changes from last time. Okay, so what we want to do is man, I got too many things open. Edgemon Center. Right. Appify, are you got that drip, brother? Okay. Load URLs from sitemaps. Respect the if enabled, the crawler will consult the robot.txt file for the target website before crawling each page. At that moment, the crawler does not use any specific user agent identifier. The crawler delay directive is not supported yet. If enabled, the crawler will look at the sitemaps at the domains provided start URLs and enqueue matching URLs similarly as the links found on crawled pages. You can also reference a sitemap XML file directly by adding it. That's probably what I want to do. Include the URLs globs, exclude URL globs, URL fragments, max crawling depth. Seems like a lot. I'm curious what it actually like. Keep the HTML CSS selectors, wait for dynamic content. Remove HTML CSS selectors. These, yeah, yes. Remove cookie warnings. Expand clickable HTML transformer. Remove duplicate text lines, debug mode, stores output of all HTML transformers. Okay. HTML processing, output settings, save as HTML to dataset. If enabled, the crawler stores a screenshot for each article page to the default key value store. The link of the screenshot is stored under the screenshot URL field. In the output dataset is useful for debugging, but reduces performance and increases storage costs. Note that this feature only works with the Playwright Firefox crawler type. JSON names save screenshots. Run options. Build version 0. Actors run slowly or crashing. Try increasing the memory. Note that the above settings can only apply to an actor run started from the Appify console. Learn how to provide when starting from actor. Oh, yeah, that is what I want to do with that. So let's, you have unsaved changes. Yeah, JSON. Yeah, let's see what it get right here. I'm gonna use you. Yeah. Hi there, dude. Okay, that's kind of baller. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, how does
basically pick what browser you want to use. We have different browsers. We have Chrome, we have Firefox. Firefox is a bit better at overcoming Cloudflare bot protection, or basically any bot protection that's out there. So you might want to use that by default. But we'll be using the raw HTTP client Cheerio. Because it's much faster than the browsers. The downside is that it works only on well, HTML pages without any dynamically loaded components with JavaScript. But we know that our documentation is just like that. It's server-side rendered, so we'll be using the HTTP crawler. So it's super fast. All the other options, they are sort of like self-explanatory. We have the max crawling depth. That's basically how deep will the crawler go before stopping. On your webpage, how many links basically it will well pass. And or other limitations like the maximum amount of pages, or something very interesting. The setting initial cookies allows you to provide cookies in case you want the crawler to log in into some kind of web page. You can provide the login cookie there, so it uses the cookie to basically authorize itself at the web page and get into the logged in part. Now there are some details about how you should format them. I'm sure you can go through that if you're interested in that. Another very cool option is the proxy configuration. That's also connected with the blocking. Because some pages can block your IP address if there's some unusual traffic coming from it. And Apify integrates proxies and allows you to use those proxies in the crawlers you use on Apify. Here we have the proxy tab. You can check the settings on your account for the proxies. I think we'll just use this one here, automatic. Again, if automatic doesn't work for you, you can pick some other ones. In the HTML processing tab, there are some details about how, because when you crawl the web page, you then want to process the data somehow. For example, to remove all the navbars and all the menus. And you can do that in
Okay, so what if this was Markdown, or let's say JSON? How would this look? Okay, so let's copy paste this. Verify. Okay, so okay. Train and Apify actor. Here is example output in JSON format. That's in Markdown though, so I don't really think that's best. Let's say text. That's probably better. Right. Let's copy that. Let's go in here. Yep, Dylan, this crawls basically the whole site. What you do have, every public URL, a full page in clean Markdown, image URLs you can hand to Visual for reference. Does it have image URLs? Holy shit. Does it make what is the best? Using the Markdown output in JSON or text output in JSON. Below is the text JSON output. Okay, this is pretty cool then. So we can like fully scrape the website and get all the current copy. Run a Markdown parser in Clay. Custom code on your Microsoft extract. What does this run a markdown parser? Run a what is Use the markdown dump as your source of truth. It prevents headings. Okay, so okay, you're giving me a little bit too much in each response. I need you to be a little bit more discreet. So when you say run markdown condenser to like an abstract syntax tree or whatever, is that something I should implement in my own API, or is that a tool that's available through Clay, or should I use this Claygent prompt that you mentioned? I'm trying to do this in like as few steps as possible. So if I can run this Apify actor and it outputs this thing that we're seeing here in the markdown file, what would be the next step, whether through Claygent or through my own API, to get rid of some of these tokens, just so that I'm not running into issues with the V0 prompt?
Sunday. Monday I work, so.
Apify actor. Okay. All right, we're getting a little bit crazy here. So okay, fast Apify. How do I? Personal billing settings. I gotta. Yeah. Let's bring this down over here just so I'm not exposing my API key if I do find it here. Okay, so okay. Dylan. How to select this account when possible, save. Test account and save. Tell me it works. Apify. Okay, vibes. Woo. Drop down website content crawler, input data. What input data do I need to give this thing? Is this the Apify like big API request thing that we saw here? Okay, so learn how to run an actor task via the Apify API, wait for the job to finish and retrieve its output data. You're key to integrating actors with your own projects. The most popular way of integrating the Apify API platform with an external application is by programmatically running an actor or a task, waiting for it to complete its run, then collecting its data and using it with the project. Follow this tutorial to have an idea on how to approach this. It isn't complicated as it sounds. So remember to check out our API documentation with examples of different languages and the live API console. So Apify offers two ways of interacting with it, synchronously and asynchronously. If the actor begins running via API, it takes 5 minutes or less. To complete a typical run, it should be called synchronously. Otherwise, if a typical run takes longer than 5 minutes, it should be called asynchronously. Run an actor or a task. If you're unsure about the difference between an actor and a task, you can read about them in the task documentation. In brief, tasks are pre-configured inputs for actors. The API endpoints and usage for both sync and for actors are essentially the same. To run or call an actor or task, you will need a few things. The name or ID of the actor task, the ID can be retrieved here, your API token, possibly an input, which is passed in JSON format as a request body. Some other optional settings if you'd like to change the default values, such as allocated memory. So the URL of a post request, the URL of the post request, okay. Additional settings, input JSON, how it looks in Postman, JavaScript and Python client. When an actor await the synchronous flow. Wait for the run to finish. This is the run actor. Yeah, I think we can close that. Apify start. Yeah, we're gonna close that. We're gonna close this one too. Okay, so enter the value optional. Enter the data body to include email saying. Okay, how do you run the API with an actor? Oh, and service website. Insert. So it looks like you. Okay, let's bring this back over here. Let's bring it back over here for just one moment. Just make sure my API key is not being shown. Okay, it isn't. All right, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. So, add your API key. Connect Apify account through Clay settings. Navigate to settings, connections in your Clay dashboard. Is it? I think I've already done this, right? Yeah. Using Apify. Import data from Apify actor. To connect Apify as a source in a workbook, click plus add at the bottom. Search for Apify and select from the results. If you're using Apify as an enrichment for an existing table, access the enrichment search bar, selecting add. Okay, yeah, run this. Select Apify account within the enrichment pane. Select your Apify account in your account if you already have this. Select Apify actor and configure the input data. Okay, so it looks like search type hashtag is tagged direct URLs. So configure run settings, utilizing your Apify data. input data. So text with tokens, text with optional dynamic tokens, read a complex formula value. Run settings. What are the run settings here? Configure the run settings are not available. Auto update. Okay. Save and don't run. Let's run it. Let's see what it does. Error. Type invalid input. Cannot parse input JSON body. Unexpected token H is not valid JSON. So based on this info, how would I call the Apify actor to scrape a website from within Clay? Yeah, did that utilize the Apify data. Keep in mind, you will need to name or ID of the actor in your Apify key. Clay's integration simplifies this process by allowing you to connect your account and select actors with the interface. Yes. I mean, very specifically, the JSON input format to run this. If you have a column named URL in your Clay table, your JSON might look like this. In this example, URL is a key in quotes and URL is a token referencing this. Yeah, is it URL? Is that what they're looking for though? Save and don't run. And all my roommates are planning this dinner without me. It's so cool. Love this. What is that? Error running integration. Error is invalid input. Cannot parse. Field input starts URLs is required. What the fuck? Input is not valid. Field input start URLs. Well, what the shit? Tell me where. Huh. Here are the details regarding the JSON input. So when referencing column tokens, dynamic data from your, so enter the keys this documentation. The URL is a token referencing the data. The specific input will depend on the Apify actor. You chose different Apify actors to take different inputs. So run an actor and retrieve go to actor. Go to actor. Manual JSON. Okay, wow. So that's how you want me to do it. Okay. Save and don't run. No, 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 no. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Don't run. Stop. Whatever. All right, let's see. Let's see if this does it. Queued. I wonder if I'm gonna have to set up a webhook. I'm interested to see if it's about to do it. No, that's okay. Found 20 results. Oh, it did it. Shit. Okay. Very nice. So, that is baller. 66666. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna run on the rest of these rows. I remember. It's been a long damn time. So text. Oh, is this not? It is marked down. Okay. Okay, so I can copy this whole JSON. Copy this whole JSON. Okay, so okay. To confirm. Okay. So I figured out the Apify actor. Here is the exact output within Clay. I simply copied and pasted the copy and pasted the JSON below. Um, take actions, find filter keywords, right? Ask a question about the items. Generate text, replace this text with your questions. Replace the text with your questions about this. So cold email, writer, provide context. Give example how AI should respond. Write prompt for Clay managed account. I guess I can use my own API keys, right? Let's bring these down here then. Open AI. Open AI. Pricing. For one input, $2 cash to input, output. Oh, for mini? Oh, 3 mini. Damn, oh, damn. Let's log in. O1 Pro is so expensive. Oh my goodness. Okay. Could I try it with O3 mini? where do I find my API key on OpenAI's platform? It's just organization settings. The API is secret, yeah. Thanks, guys. Play. Man, wait. I don't know if I have any money on OpenAI. Oh, gosh. Yeah, maybe I'll try with just. Is Clayton gonna be good enough though? Yeah. Clay, like the project, I guess. Permissions, create a secret key, I guess, yeah. I have to bring this down even a bit. Da, 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 da. You exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan and billing. Yeah, perfect. Billing. I'm honestly baffled that this thing does not have my. Like, I know I put some tokens in this, but whatever. Keep ripping me off, OpenAI. It's fine. Jerks. Yeah, let's say $10 when your credit balance go below this. Okay. Initial, yeah. What is that? $10 input, output $40 per 1 million. How much? Wait, how much is it gonna cost me to do this? I hope it's not that much, right? $1 per 1 million, $4 per 1 million output. Yeah, okay. Why can't it? No, I would not like to automatically do that. Do that there. Confirm payment. Confirm payment. Oh. I wonder how fast it is, because I literally just did this. Wait, so how does that work? Interesting. So I put $10 on and it gave me 20. The rate limits associated are too low to run this action with the selected model. See increasing. What do you? Oh, what's going on here now? Is there something wrong with our Appify account? Come on now, Appify. Is it? Replace this text with the questions about this. Dylan OpenAI API key. Yes. Select a model. I want O3 Mini. Well, Dylan's API key. And I'm going to say convert this markdown. Convert this markdown to JSON with keys. Wait, sorry. So What should the Plagiant prompt be with oh, whoa. Okay, the very short answer, add one Clayton step right after your app factor and tell it to rewrite each markdown snippet into a tiny JSON object. That single step will strip the noise and keep your well under VO's token limit, no separate markdown AST library, no extra API. So crawls returns the blogs, okay. Clayagent streams back a compact JSON string for each page. Another row is 40 tokens instead of 1500. Contact URL, this, text, specialty services. Another row is 40, so optional but handy. Join and concatenate column. Join Clayagent JSON new. One master context string. Max output tokens set aside in the Clayagent settings. Hit limits. Wow, this is the fastest path. Clayagent is built exactly for exactly this markdown structured task. You don't need to bring in markdown it, remark, or any AST. One extra column, one extra API call per row. Any other approach, custom server, in-house translator adds more DevOps and so costs you tokens when you run it through V0. Token budgeting is explicit. You can lower the limit in entrance until V0 never complains. If you really want to self-host, okay, so I don't want to self-host. Too many words in this prompt in rows 1. Make the prompt shorter. Okay. I'm using my OpenAI API keys and doing the play chats GPT generate text using the O3 mini model. What is this? The rate limits associated with your OpenAI are too close to run this with the selected model. See increasing your rate limits here. I can't believe this thing's trying to tell me that my rate limits are too low. Like, what does that mean? Clayagent, Apple Intelligence for the cancel. We're gonna have to stop this for a second. Don't save. Found 20 results. We need to take actions on those lists. Find, okay, ask a question about items like this, which is let me pull this up over here, guys. Sorry. So what I'm having an issue with is that it looks like add an enrichment. I want to do clay gent. Use Claygent. So, for the run, insert all properties. By actor. What did OpenAI what did it say? I think it makes more sense to just text. This is actually not what I thought was gonna happen today, but it's cool. Arrays and nested objects don't survive well in the simply field. The schema lets Clay parse the arrays automatically, so every downstream step sees real arrays instead of one string. It will validate that whatever it returns fits the shape. Each key becomes a typed field you can reference in output bullets. Type object properties, title, type string, h2s, bullets, image URL, CTA, links, required read, add more if you want. Add more if you want them mandatory. Okay, without, sorry, but okay. Okay. Okay, I think we're kind of spiraling here. Spiraling. I'm not sure why we want it outputted this way. Can you, without getting too detailed, can you just explain to me what's like we've obviously done this. We've got this huge array that's a JSON object. With that, we have all of the scrape data, including the text, titles of each URL, etc. What are we doing with this Clagent prompt that's going to ultimately help our V0 prompt? I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of getting this information will be. Help me understand that before we keep moving forward. Okay, so What is it? What's the function of it? I don't know. What do we get doing? Okay. Claygent prompts. Task. Yeah. All right. Task. You receive an object with keys. I did my time leading now. I'm a dog. Bounty hunter. Chasing all these sounds. Let me play some tunes for you guys. I just this old song of mine that came to me. And I was like, man, that's a go. I don't remember what song it is. Yeah, boy. Don't cry no more. Never throw dirt, you lose ground. My doggy just rolled up with the herb and we smoke it by the pound. Keep it peaceful, what goes around come back around. I just realized this thing.
Listen when your elders speaking.
Oh, okay.
It ain't a good deal if you don't need it. You only get what you need, not what you want. I'm trying to find meaning, I was once lost. I did my time bleeding, now I'm more dog. The bounty hunter, chasing all these commas. My favorite season summer. I love to thank my mama and my father for teaching how to let your thoughts wander. And the value of some clean water. I be just like water. I did my time bleeding, now I'm a dog. Isn't that not a banger, guys? I missed my favorite part. All these commas, my favorite season summer. I was once lost. I did only get what you need, not what you want. I didn't find meaning, I was once lost. I did my time bleeding, now I'm a dog. The bounty hunter, chasing all these commas. My favorite season summer. I love to thank my mama and my father for teaching how to let your thoughts water. And the value of some clean water. I had a cistern, that's why I know the value of water. I had to use a cistern to get clean water where I grew up. Out in the sticks. Where shadows get scared. Type shit. Anyways. Bum, 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 bum. This timed out. Perfect. That's good. Let's see if this thing can do it though. If it does it well, better do this well. What am I gonna do about timed out Appify actors? That's not good. We're gonna have to figure that one out. Scheisse, Don't try
Let's see the response. Here's the full response. Is that can't be fucking real, right? Okay. Okay, here is the full Clagent response. What the shit? What? What the what kind of dog shit? Well, that didn't work at all. In the step where you define output format, you left the default JSON schema that inserts. Because Clagent ain't forced to comply with that schema, the model can only return an object that has a single key called response. What? Pretty sure I didn't, idiot. This is what I have in Clagent JSON schema. The two ways to fix it: change the output schema, keep the existing schema, but Ness, you don't feel like editing the schema right now. You test. You receive an object with this. After you replace the schema, wrap everything in. This is the exact JSON copy and paste from Clagent JSON scheme. Don't tell me I did it wrong, idiot. JSON schema. And I think this context window is just getting too large for this thing. It's probably getting pretty hella fucking confused. Okay, drop. Great, that schema is now exactly what Clagent needs. All that's left is prompt line. It tells a model that goes into each field and reminds it that it must respect the schema, no extra keys. Drop this. You receive an object that looks like URL, page URL, and markdown. Parse the markdown and return as one JSON object that matches the output schema already defined in the outputs panel. Why this works. So title, services, edge, okay. Sorry. This looks like it will only view one page URL, i.e. Does this work for the entire JSON of markdown from the Appify scrape? I think I'm gonna make a new chat. Okay, generate. Okay, so let's go in here. Copy this whole JSON. Okay. Let's select this. Oh, is Super Whisper about to make me pay? Yeah, okay. Standard model selected, but you don't have it downloaded. Hit the button below to install it. Download the standard model. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to pay. Okay, so I'm building a clay table. I've used Apify Actor to scrape a website. The vision for what this looks like is that I have Apify Actor scrape the entire website content of a particular website. I then need to take this scraped data and add it to a prompt I have for a custom API that actually will go to V0 and tell it to redesign a website. I'll pass it the URL, but I also want to try to give it as much information as possible to make sure that V0 creates each different page instead of it's one shot only creating the landing page, for instance, and kind of being incomplete. I just want to give it as much information from the current website as possible to redesign it in the highest fidelity on the first shot. So below, I'm pasting the Apify JSON actor AP or output. I need your help doing the next step of using Clayagent to actually output something that is fewer tokens. So let me show you the JSON, and I'll show you my current Clayagent setup, and you can help me figure out how to do this properly. Context. JSON from Apify. Oh, get rid of that. Need JSON from here, copy JSON. So, let's web scraping from 0. Okay. So I think the context is too full for our conversation here. I need to start a new thread. Can you explain simply what we are currently trying to achieve with our workflow? I will then use this as a prompt for a new O3 chat. That's a big ass prompt, eh? Don't cry no more. That's a bummer that it resets on the 24th. It's like Tuesday. I was hoping I'd get more than that. Since music while it's yeah, yeah. Money coming fast, so I don't need no lesson. Money gon' last, I do a lot of investing. Remember in the past when I did a lot of stressing. Now I got this cash from American Express, and why they second guessing? I just be collecting these expensive lessons in tennis and visiting my dentist. Yeah, my girl and I be doing calisthenics. We be eating all the best shit. These vegetables look aesthetic. How you treat yourself, yeah, yeah. Money coming fast, so I don't need no lesson. Money gon' last, I do a lot of investing. Remember in the past when I did a lot of stressing. Now I got this cash from American Express, and why they second guessing? I just be collecting these expensive lessons in tennis and visiting my dentist. Yeah, my girl and I be doing calisthenics. We be eating all the best shit. These festivals look aesthetic. How you treat yourself, yeah, yeah. Money coming fast, so I don't need no lesson. Money gon' last, I do a lot of investing. Remember in the past when I did a lot of stressing. Now I got this cash from American Express, and why they second guessing? I just be collecting these expensive lessons in tennis and visiting my dentist. Yeah, my girl and I be doing calisthenics. We be eating all the best shit. These festivals look aesthetic. How you treat yourself, yeah, yeah. Money coming fast, so I don't need no lesson. Money gon' last, I do a lot of investing. Remember in the past when I did a lot of stressing. Now I got this cash from American Express, and why they second guessing? I just be collecting these expensive lessons in tennis and visiting my dentist. Yeah, my girl and I be doing calisthenics. We be eating all the best shit. These vegetables look aesthetic. How you treat yourself, pathetic. Why look so lonely? Why look so sad? When I'm feeling so lonely, when I'm feeling so sad, what I do, I roll up a whole bag. Yeah, the trouble don't last. Such a pretty beat. When I hear it, I feel it. Everything gon' be irie. Out in the forest is where I be. Why look so lonely? Why look so sad? Out in the forest is where I be, smoking on these crushed leaves, hugging all the trees, giving thanks for this life that I lead. I love to bleed, I love to break through. My father, he a great dude, working in the dead of winter, just for us to live a little better. And my mother, she the pillow that I cry to. She the pillow that I cry to. She bared all the burdens, all these scars, yet I earned them. For now they fuel to the fire and I'm fucking burning them. Rising through the ash, yeah I'm tearing through the gray. Roots beneath my feet keep me grounded every day. Smoking to the sky, let the sorrow drift away. Turn my pain to power in the sun's golden rays. Why look so lonely? Why look so sad? Why you looking so lost when the world's for us to grab? I'm alive in the wild, ain't no reason to be down bad. Why you looking so lonely? Why you looking so sad?
Why look so lonely? Why look so sad? When I'm feeling so lonely, when I'm feeling so sad, what I do, I roll up a whole bag. Yeah, the trouble don't last. Such a pretty beat. When I hear it, I feel it. Everything gon' be irie. Out in the forest is where I be. Why look so lonely? Why look so sad? Out in the forest is where I be. Smoking on these crushed leaves, hugging all the trees,
Alright, let's
giving
take some
thanks
time.
for this life that I lead. I love to bleed, I love to break through. My
Hey.
Visiting the plaza, looking.
This is a good one. This one's on the YouTube channel if y'all want to check this one out. Smooth road, smooth road. See what the response is.
Name is Dylan. Spent some time.
Okay, so
Looking at this world full of sin. Asking questions like where do
here
I
is
begin?
the
Start with
JSON
intention,
output
gotta catch a
from
blessing,
that.
gotta walk to the mountaintop, see the horizon, gotta wisen up, walk back down.
Didn't
It's the earth
work.
that I'm bound to. Smooth road, smooth road, smooth road, smooth. I go, I flow on smooth sails. I roll on smooth trails. I know I'll never fail. I grow, cause I eat my kale. Yeah, I'm living well. Smooth, smooth, smooth road. Make it move, smooth road. Hit the groove, smooth road. Sun, name is Dylan. Spent some time fucking within, looking at this world full of sin.
What does this say?
Asking
So quick
questions,
patch.
where do I
Input
begin?
column.
Start with
Point the prompt
intention,
at
gotta
results.markdown
catch a blessing,
or whatever
walk
path
to the
actually holds the
mountaintop,
page
see the
markdown.
horizon, gotta
Pass it
wisen
flat and
up, walk back down. It's the earth that I'm bound to. Smooth road, smooth road, smooth road, smooth. I go, I flow on smooth sails. I roll on smooth trails. I know I'll never fail. I grow, cause I eat my kale. Yeah, I'm living well.
I don't really know what this
Smooth road, smooth road. Make it move, smooth road. Hit the groove, smooth road. Sun, name is Dylan. Spent some time fucking within, looking at this world full of sin. Asking questions like where do I begin? Gotta start with the intention, gotta catch a blessing, gotta walk to the mountaintop, see the horizon, gotta wisen up,
walk back down. Is the earth that I'm bound
to. Smooth road, smooth road, smooth road, smooth. I go,
Bump, bump.
I roll on smooth sails. I roll on smooth trails. I know I'll never fail. I grow, cause I eat my kale. Yeah, I'm living well.
Okay. Before moving forward, here is the web scraped JSON object result. JavaScript object notation results of the scrape.
Looking at this world full of sin.
Do
Asking
what
questions like
you
where do I
are
begin? Gotta start with the
trying.
intention, gotta catch a blessing,
Let's
gotta
turn on
walk
the
to
music. Okay, I'm going to feed you the results of the Apify actors scrape of a particular website. It's going to be in JavaScript notation with Markdown within the JavaScript notation or JSON. I want you to do what you were actually asking this Clagent to do, just so I can understand what the expected output should be. Okay. Okay. So I think that all makes sense to me, but we do not need the uh, reasoning, confidence, or steps taken keys. I gotta pee. Oh, okay, so so here's where we're at. Okay, so this looks good. What do you think is causing the issue with Clayagent? Hmm. So what the shit? Crawl loaded, load time refer, your HP status. What's the difference between metadata screenshot? Dude, how are flies getting in here, bro? Some edit column. So return only this CTL links text URL. Bullets image URL CTA links required. Copy that. Into that JSON there. One more time. Oh, probably gonna step away from the stream here. I'll likely still keep poking around on it, but me just disappearing all the time doesn't really make sense. But yeah, this basketball game that I was looking forward to watching is coming out. So gonna do that. Get that shit right. Get it right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hit the player club for about a month or two. I got too much going on here. Let's move that down here. Get rid of this for now. Um, okay, copy JSON. Okay. Okay. How did Colagent do? This enough for us to make a great prompt as we Not quite a few issues send extraneous. The placeholder for the actual data. The H2 bullets and CTOs are generic summaries, article thumbnails in front. Oh, perfect. To get a paste this. Let's try this Colagent this time. URL. Yeah, it literally gave me. Yeah, I probably should have looked closer. Edit column. So let's try this again. we're gonna end pretty soon here, stream. I'm super hungry. My food's ready. Oh, brother, I'm hungry. All right, so let's see if this works, and if it doesn't work, then we're gonna keep plugging away at it. But I'm hungry. I didn't really do any of the things that I was hoping to do, but I feel like this is useful. There's no URL available. Much, bro. Oh yeah. Stuff ain't working, Sig. Frustrating. It's not working the way it's supposed to. Getting frustrated. Man. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, what does it say? No object could not parse the response. No object generated. So what the fuck does that mean? Running Appify actor. So to act on the entire result, do you need to like oh brother. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream there. I think what I'm gonna have to do is probably make my own like Clagent or GPT type case where I will actually just use the O3 model on my own API. So similar to what I did with the V0 thing, I'll just create an endpoint that says like, hey, here's this massive fucking JSON object. Put it in this format that O3 is telling me works best, and redesign as close as you can to this whole website. I wonder v0.dev redesign this website. Who's calling my phone? Let's redesign this website. If we go here, where is it? Okay. Yeah. Redesign this website. I'm gonna go to this website. I'm gonna go back to V0, redesign this website. I want okay. This is what we're gonna say. Okay, unfortunately, Clagent does not want to work with me. So, I think I'm probably going to make my own API that talks to OpenAI's O3 model, and it'll do what we're trying to make Clagent do. But before I go down that path, because it is going to take some time to configure that, I want to make sure that V0 will actually like the output or the input that we're giving it. And so you've done what you needed to do here. You've created this, how do you say, like the expected output from this Clagent workflow. Now use your expected output, which I'll copy and paste below. And let's make this V0 prompt. And then I will test it out within V0, see if it does what we're looking to do. And then from there, we'll see if it makes sense for me to develop my own API. Okay, so what do we want to do? Updated Clagent API. Okay, we get the generic look. Okay. Sure above. Yeah, if you put garbage into these things, you get garbage back. That's what's happening here, chat. I went about this like a fucking ape. I was not really thinking clearly about what is it I'm trying to get at it. So, so the input column, Clagent, prompt tweak. Add one guard at the top. Output begins. Add this, post clean. No, that's not quite correct. I'm asking you for the V0 prompt, and I gave you the information that we will have to give to the V0 prompt. Yeah. Okay, give me. No, you're not understanding. V0 is Vercel's like UI generator, AI generator. I'm asking you, with the information that we've gotten from the web scrape that I shared in that JSON object, use that JSON object to create the v0.dev Vercel's generative AI UI developer to create the prompt. Beautiful girl all over. Got nothing on you, babe. Are you fucking dumb? Am I about to ask this thing? Are you fucking dumb? Oh. Okay, I'm dumb. Clearly, it's not the machine that's dumb. I'm the idiot. Swearing too much too. I feel like an ape. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream there. Like I said, I'll be back though. Maybe not on the stream, but I'm gonna keep working on this. Hopefully, we can get this figured out today. I'm just so freaking hungry. All right, that was your daily vitamins, everybody. Y'all have a beautiful Easter weekend. The battle uphill is tougher.